Hey guys, it's Nick. Just to preface this conversation, I don't often steer away from entrepreneurship, but I thought this was at least an interesting conversation about somebody who is trying to turn a passion into a business. They don't have a business right now. They're just interested in a few things, trying to figure out how they could potentially monetize those things that they're interested in. So thanks for listening. As always, hope you get something out of this conversation. But this is a little bit of a reaching conversation. I thought somebody might get something out of it, so I decided to air it. Hope you enjoy.
Nick, how's it going?
Evan, welcome to the Sweaty Startup. You're live. How's it going with you?
I'm doing well. Feels good.
Awesome. Hope I can help a little bit.
Cool. So, I found you on online and saw that you're Indiana native and an entrepreneur, and it's a great opportunity for me. So I look forward to it.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Thanks for taking the time. So you sent me some details before the call. You were very interested in radio, podcasting, comedy. Let's see here, music, societal change, and you're trying to figure out how to build a business around that. Is that about right?
Yeah, I know that sounds all over the place, but yes, that is correct.
Okay, so are you currently in school, or do you currently have a job?
I currently graduated, I just graduated from IUPUI in Indianapolis,
okay.
And I am applying for jobs now. And that is one of my questions for you is, what sort of jobs should I look for that can have some overlap between what I want to do with radio and podcasting and that, because I realize I'm going to have to do a lot of this on the side. But if you had any,
do you want to be? Yeah, it's a tough one because you are in. These are all businesses that I hate. If you've been to sweatystartup.com, these are businesses that are really, really tough to make money at. I'm not saying you can't be really good at it, and I'm not saying that people who are the best at this stuff don't make really, really good money, but it's so hard to start out, carve out your piece of the pie here. So what's your training? What's your college degree in?
I like to say a little bit of everything because I have a general studies degree.
Okay.
So I graduated.
Are you good at sales? Are you good at, like communicating with others? Are you an introvert, extrovert? How are you as far as being able to learn new skills? It sounds like you could do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I'm definitely an extrovert. Have done the sales route in many aspects from selling suits to computer components to jewelry. I don't find personal satisfaction from sales. Mm-hmm. I find it easy and comfortable for me, but it's really not what I like to do. Mm-hmm. And the second part of that is I am definitely a good learner. I enjoyed learning so much that I was in school on and off for almost 10 years. So, but
all right,
I think
so let's try to figure out a plan here. So first of all, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay. I'm not a master at this. I think you should get a ton of advice. But, I mean, doing this stuff is really hard, especially to make money. Mm-hmm. To go into radio, I don't know if you're going to find a high enough paying job to support your lifestyle. I mean, do you want to run a business or do you want to become a freelancer? What are your goals as far as how much money you need? Do you want to be a billionaire? Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want to earn $100,000 a year and not work that much and live a really good life? What are your goals here?
So my goals would be just probably about $60,000 a year, enough to get by. But I'm not looking to become a billionaire, millionaire, anything like that. Okay. I would rather pursue something that I really enjoy doing, mm-hmm. and I know personally for me that it's a lot easier for me to be motivated to follow through on things that I really love, and talking to interesting people, and especially learning and comedy is all part of that. So.
Okay. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of my scope here on how to help you, but I would say put what you want to do and your goals after you make the amount of money that you need to make that happen. Because if you try to make your living and tie your living to podcasting, comedy, music, societal change, all the things that you're so passionate about, it's mm-hmm. going to be really tough. I think you should go ahead and start the blog now. Go ahead and start the podcast now. Narrow down the podcast on one of these things that you're interested in. I mean, I can speak on this a little bit because this is my passion project. How we are interacting right now, the Sweaty Startup is my passion project. It's been mildly successful, 100,000 downloads, a few thousand visitors a month. I have a couple sponsors who are reaching out to me wanting to pay me about, maybe $1,000 a month for me to do what I do, right? There's not very much money. Right. There's not very much money in this, and I have worked my butt off for almost a year.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, that's what everybody says. I've talked to basically everybody that I could that is in these sort of fields, and they all say that. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy, and I know it's a very, very difficult thing to get into, and the market is already so saturated. So I know it's not going to be easy.
This is going to be my advice to you. I think you need to start a business. I think either that or you need to go into sales. And I think you need to do what you don't want to be doing so that 5 years from now you can have all the passive income you need so that you can devote your life and all your time to doing everything that you want to do without the financial pressure. That's what I think you should do.
Okay.
You're good at sales. You're an extrovert. That is the ultimate skill. That is a skill that is like a golden ticket to making $100,000 a year by not working very much. Period. Like you could get in with the right people, you network with the right people, you sell the right thing, whether that's pieces of property, whether that's investment for deals, whether that's pieces of equipment that go in factories, whether that's medical devices that go into hospitals, whether that's drugs that doctors give to their patients. Okay. The great thing about some forms of sales is that you can work and you can get contracts in place and then you get paid for the duration of that contract. I know people who were in sales their whole life and are 60 years old now and hardly ever work and earn $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year on commission on sales that they made when they were in their 30s and 40s. So
gotcha. Okay.
That's what I think you should do. I think you should get really serious about building your career, doing things that you don't want to do. And right now on the side, start a podcast, start 2 podcasts, start a blog, get on Reddit, get on YouTube, do all the things that you can do to build a brand because that takes years.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a good time to caveat or to segue into one of my other questions was building a social media presence online.
Do you have any idea what you're going to focus on as far as your brand, your podcast, your passion?
Yeah. So I would like it to be something like, I don't want to say science for dummies, but I really am. I come from a science background, I guess. My dad's a chemist, but a lot of my family members are also musicians and things of that nature. And I would really like to just look at the weird, unexplained stuff.
Tell interesting stories for people to listen to that are involved in those things. Okay, yeah, start now. Start building that now, but don't expect any money out of this for years.
And okay.
I'm sorry to say it. You can go try to get a job as a podcast producer. You can go try to get a job in radio, but even those jobs, you're not going to be pursuing your passion early on. You're going to be doing research. You're going to be on jobs you don't want to be doing. You're going to be doing data entry. You're going to be editing audio for a podcast or whatever it takes. So I think to be doing what you truly love 5 years from now, you need to go out and make some money and do all this stuff on the side for fun, unfortunately. I mean, that's the best advice I have. Maybe somebody else can give you some advice that'd be a little bit more likely to what you want to hear. And I think if you're really into radio, podcasting, comedy, you know the industry better than I do. You can find out some ways to add value there. But I don't know the industries well enough, and I know that they're extremely saturated areas because everybody wants to be doing that stuff, and it's not work for a lot of people, right?
Right. No, absolutely. I guess one of my last questions would be, I don't have a LinkedIn profile, and I know I need to get one, but since I just graduated, I haven't really had a strong foundation to really start my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, so I ignore social media. I ignore it. I mean, the only social media that I post on is Reddit. I focus on my one area of social media. I ignore Facebook. I ignore LinkedIn. I ignore everything else. I mean, yeah, you can try to become an influencer on Facebook, Instagram, or you could go after some more of the emerging platforms like, TikTok, LinkedIn. I'm the wrong guy to talk to about that, but social media doesn't make me money. Social media is really, really hard to convert to sales right now. in my opinion.
I totally agree.
So I would obviously try everything, but yeah, that's unfortunate news for you. I'm sorry to deliver this.
Oh, don't worry, you're not the first. Do we have time for another question?
Yeah, sure, man, sure.
What has been the hardest part about getting your podcast off the ground and running?
It was the dip. I mean, I'm on episode 100. I released the 100th episode yesterday, and it was fun. It was fun. Thank you. It was fun for about 2 months, and then it became work, and I had to work at it because I know that 5 years from now it's going to lead me closer to my goals, which is interacting with other entrepreneurs, teaching entrepreneurs, giving back to the entrepreneurial community, and just expanding my network to other people who are involved in entrepreneurship. So,
absolutely.
So yeah, it's getting me closer to my 5-year goals, but it's tough and it's long and it's a lot of work. I mean, YouTube is really, nothing is easy right now on social media. Nothing is easy when you want to be an influencer. 1% of people, or 1 out of 1,000 people who try this actually become successful at it. So only the best of the best rise to the top. Absolutely.
And yeah, and I mean, yeah, and I don't really want to be an influencer, social media influencer. I just know it's important that like when you come out with content that you can spread it across all the different mediums so that you can reach the most amount of people as possible. And so I guess those were my social media questions.
Yeah, I'm not a social media guy mainly. I don't think it's really easy to convert right now. My advice to you, Evan, would be to try to separate your passion from your career right now.
Gotcha.
I know that's tough to hear, but I think you need to find something that delivers value, find a way to make good money, and do this stuff on the side with absolutely no pressure to get a job in that space. That's what I think, or build a business.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. No, hey, thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate it. And I know this is a little bit out of my element, so again, get a lot of other advice. But I see it being really, really hard to build a business around this stuff. People try to tell me all the time, Nick, when are you going to monetize Sweaty Startup? Nick, when are you going to make money on Sweaty Startup? And it's just not happening. If I do, it'll be minimal because that's not why people do this stuff.
Yep.
So,
well, hey, I appreciate your time and your insights, and hopefully one day we will be the 2 out of the 2,000.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, good luck, Evan. I don't think you should not go after it. I think you should get after it, but just don't have that money expectation hanging over you. You'll be in a lot better shape.
Absolutely.
All right, best of luck with everything. Thank you, Evan. Bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Hey guys, I have big news. I recently revamped my sales and customer service team at my self-storage company using folks in South Africa. Listen to this English accent.
Hi there, my name is Anton and I'm a sales professional from Gqeberha or Port Elizabeth, which is in the eastern province of South Africa. I've been in sales for about 8 years now with experience in hardware sales with some of the leading brands in the world, such as Canon, Panasonic, and more recently Red Bull.
Okay, now the surprising part. The person you just listened to is available for hire right now, and they're asking $9 an hour. If you want an introduction, if you want to hire this person into your business or at least interview them, send me an email, nick@sweatystartup.com, and I can make an introduction and offer you $1,000 off the recruiting fee. nick@sweatystartup.com.